There we go. So it'll then take you to this page and have a look on the blue bar along the top and navigate to downloads. And this comes up with a list of lots of different data files. So basically, all the data that's collected using the Dynamic Dunescapes app is sent directly to this page. It's all done automatically and does update regularly. So once you've kind of updated the app and done whatever survey it is that you're doing, it will go onto here. You can then click on these files to download them, and this is just the raw data files, and it's basically all of the data from all of the country, which is all put into one CVS file. So I'm going to download a few examples, so let's have a look. We got quadrats, indicator species, we'll have a look at profiles, and zoom nation. So these are the ones that we typically do in Cumbria, these the transects and also the plant quadrats. So once you've got them downloaded onto your computer, it'll go into your downloads file. You'll then need to head to this website. So again, this website, I will send you the link to that separately. It is also in the Citizen Science Manual here. So online visualizing tool, if I say it properly, are shiny. However, this link is out of date and it doesn't work. So please don't use the app that's on the Citizen Science Manual. Please use the one that I'll send to you separately. And yeah, this is what it'll look like when you first go on, with all these different headings based on the different surveys. So if we have a look at, let's see, the vegetation groups and heights first. So let's see, it's this one. You can just drag it onto here or browse and have a look through your files to get it from there, whichever one's easier. You can change the year range. Obviously, we weren't running from 1980, but it doesn't matter. You can keep that up because there's no data from there. But just to show you, you can move this slider. So let's say 2020. Again, you can change the month. Then choose the site that you're interested in. We'll have a look at Silith. So this is Marlborough Banks. Then enter the group names for the quadrats you want to look at. So for example, if I wanted to have a look at Dune Slack, we'll have a look at Dune Slack 1 as an example. You can list them as well and it will come up with everything. I can show you that in a sec. So yeah, scrolling down, having a look at vegetation cover. So this is from Slack Quadrat 1. And this was done in 2021. And then the following year, 2022, and you can see a bit of a change in the percentage cover, which might be useful for you. For example, if on this site, it might be seen as quite a good thing that we're getting areas of bare sand opening up, as this might be where the cattle have been going as well. So yeah, quite interesting data you can get from that, which is visualized quite nicely. Then scrolling down, having a look at vegetation height, you can see quite easily that this vegetation seems to be decreasing over this year period. And then at the bottom here is just the raw data that's taken from the CSV file. So yeah, you can get lots of other ones here. So if I just put everything on there, I don't know what this is going to look like, but we'll see. Probably frozen my computer doing this. Actually, you know what? This is looking like a lot. I'm just going to put these on and let it do its thing. Oh, is that no? Still processing. But yeah, basically you can see that you can get lots of different, all of this data up. And you should be able to check between the different years as well. Yeah, June Slack. Well, the health one. Is that Heath? I don't know if there's another Heath one. Nope, not sure. But yeah, You can also save this data by right-clicking, then save image, and it will save as a PNG file. Okay, so that's basically everything you need to know about the vegetation groups and height. If we have a look very quickly at the indicator species, again, just uploading that data, very simple, choosing the site. We can have a look at, let's have a look at Sunscale. Pop these on. I'm not sure what's been done at Soundscale. I know we had some issues with the data not uploading properly, but I'll pop them on and see what we've got. And then choosing the indicator type. So there's the plants are grouped into health indicators and nitrogen indicators for each of the quadrats. So for example, having a look at health indicators, there only seems to be data from 1 year, so from 2021 in the June grassland, and then June slack data from 2022. So obviously as the years go on, you're going to get more data and be able to compare it over a longer period of time. A lot of these have only really got 1 or 2 years of data on there already. So this just shows the negative and positive health indicators on these different quadrats. So for example, in the June grassland, it looks like it's about maybe 2% positive indicators, and then what looks like about 35% cover of the negative ones, and then also comparing this to June slack as well. And then you should also be able to look at nitrogen indicators as well on these different quadrats. Okay, so the next one we'll have a look at is the dune habitat zonation, so the zonation transects. So I'm just gonna upload that there. Pick a site, so I'll have a look, let's say, at Fleetwood Dunes. And for this one, again, I haven't changed that range, but obviously it doesn't really matter too much. Just change that there. It'll still be the same. So Fleetwood just started their project recently looking at the dunes, so with the Citizen Science app. So there won't be a huge amount of data on here, but it looks really good, the ones that they've got already. Let's see. Yeah, so for example, this is the zonation transect 4, and it just shows you how it's changing between the different habitat types, so strandline, embryo dune, mobile dune, and semi-fixed dune over the distance of that transect. And then once you have different years put in, you should be able to compare them quite nicely. I wonder if there's one where you're able to compare it. Let's have a look at Silith. Seems to be only 1 year of data for these. Oh, never mind. Thought there might have been ones that had a few different years on there. Okay, well there's one. For some reason it's a bit shorter, but yeah, it's quite interesting. You're still getting the beach in a similar area, bit of a different strand line, and then embryo dune. But it seems to be about the same as well. But you can see there is actually a bigger area of this mobile dune, which is quite interesting to see as well. So yeah, I think having as much data as possible is always really good. Yeah, just to see how it's changing over time. It's quite addictive to look at these actually. I'm going to move on before I get distracted. Anyway, and then, oh, wrong one. Moving on to the sand dune profiles. So uploading that data again. Let's have a look. Let's look at Marlborough. I'm going to put them all on just so you can see them. So just having a look here, it looks like we've got P5 two sets of data from the same year, which might be quite interesting to look at. So let's have a look at them ones first. Wait for it to update very slowly. There we go. So this is taken from the same year, about a month apart. And you can see it's following a very similar trajectory in both of these recordings, but there is a little bit of a difference, which is quite interesting to note. And it's probably down to, just user error really. That's the thing really with the citizen science, you do have to make sure you're going back to exactly the same place. And obviously it is citizen science, there's people doing it who have never done it before, so yeah, there is going to be some margin of error somewhere there. So yeah, take it with a pinch of salt, but again, it isn't a huge amount of difference, so it looks like it's quite good there. um Piece 7 we'll have a look at as well, because this is where we have some data for over a 2-year period. Come on. And yeah, so again, following this very similar trajectory, and I would probably say that there isn't really that much change there. Just looking at that. But I mean, the more data you get, the better, really, and the more reliable it's going to be, and more accurate as well. So yeah, this is basically the 4 different ones that we use in Cumbria, but again, there is also the option for DipWell data as well, if that's something that you do and want to have a look at. As long as you put it through the app, it'll go onto these pages. So yeah, pretty simple. Get some nice graphs, and hopefully the more data you get, the more useful it's going to be. I will send the links to these 2 pages, so where you can download the data, the raw data files, and then where you can visualize them. And I'll send them over to you all. And if you're part of Cumbria Wildlife Trust, you can also find them on WildNet as well. Okie doke. Thanks very much.